So appreciate. I'm sorry to make you wait. I apologize for that.
Here with Hofstra women's basketball head coach Krista Kilburn-Staveski and junior forward Aljanae Durant, who recorded her 1,000th career point today. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, just certainly proud of that. Was not aware until a certain point in the game. I think at the very end, someone tapped me on my shoulder that she was 3 points shy. So very proud of her to have that in her junior year. Says a lot about what she's accomplishing and what she's doing. I know she was very stoic when it happened because obviously the situation and the time, and is more of a team player and was not happy about the situation we were in. But very well deserved and a lot of really good basketball in her career. And we're where we are right now, and and kind of getting over a hump and trying to figure out who we are, and there's a lot of good basketball to come. So I'm just very proud of her on a very tough one today, very tough game today against a good Elon team.
Coach, you guys came out in the second half and really looked a lot better than you did in the first. Did you guys make any adjustments at halftime, or was it a matter of the shots just falling?
No, I mean it wasn't a scream fest or anything at halftime. Someone instead of putting obviously 0-0, they wrote the score to see. They talked about chomping off a little piece at a time, and then again that energy button that we need to have a lot more. So it wasn't a lot necessarily to be said, except. What we need to do, and we need to, and we still need to keep tightening up our defense and getting stops. We would get a little bit of a break, and then they would answer on the other end. But this was one of the first games that we, did not play well from the beginning. Like really did not play well from the beginning. Let it overwhelm us in the beginning, through everything that's horrible, you are trying to find some points that you can try to play on in that second quarter. That second half, was definitely something, as you pointed out, that you can, hold your hat and say, look, we're much better than the way we started.
Aljanae leads the team in scoring coming off the bench. What leads you to decide to have her come off the bench, and what did you think of how she did?
Tough situation for me because the kid is such a spark in that role. And if that did not, unfortunately, we didn't start as well. But I don't think that had anything to do with Aljanae in that respect. But what she does in that way, and I thought she was extremely more focused, that is what she's always brought to us. So, it's a tough, not a future thing, not the way something's going to happen, but it just, her role, and Sid's a great kind of player like that too. Both of them kind of give these guys a lift, so it's that they're having to play two hats. We've known this all year long. Both of those players are two players that would be great to give Nay a lift, whether come in for Nay or whether play with Nay as they're maintaining it, and then here comes these people coming in like, wildfires, because that's what they do best. It's just unfortunate we don't have the luxury. We're trying to empower people to get better, to have a luxury maybe to utilize, and they don't care who starts or who. They just want to be playing, and they want to be in the game. Every coach always tell you, as long as you're in the game, at the end of the game, that tells you who needs to be in the game. I was proud of her today. I thought her focus was really good, and obviously she shot the ball very well, which she needed. She needed that moment. She hadn't had that in a while.
Aljanae, first of all, congratulations on 1,000 points. What does that milestone mean to you personally?
It's great. I wish I would have came in a better situation, but it's nice. We just gotta keep coming out and playing better.
Coach, even on the rebounding margin, 40 for Elon, 40 for Hofstra, 20 offensive boards, especially in this game. How do you think your team did in terms of neutralizing their Elon's presence in the post?
Yeah, I think they're usually a +8, something like that against their. I don't know what they exactly are in conference, but overall, right? Yeah, +9, right? So probably conference. The last few games, obviously, we've been killing it on the boards. We just haven't got any return. You think 20 offensive boards. How many points did you score? And we're getting 10 second chance points. That means that, if you do the math, 20 offensive boards, even if you scored half of those, you're scoring 20 second chance points. So that's happened before. We got 21 the other day, and we only had 9 points of second chance points. So, I think it comes again with confidence, people that are like tossing it out quick, not confident necessarily with their ability to finish. Obviously Nay's got more experience with that, but Sandra Dongmo this is her year where she's getting a lot more minutes. So, she motivates well with a lot of positive energy, because she's going to have moments where she struggles. So, she's 12 rebounds today. The kid is, really trying to help us win in every capacity, imaginable. So, empowering her and, letting her, score more than 5 points. She could have put some of those back up and scored. So, that's kind of tough when you have some good numbers and you're not getting anything. You're not getting a return on your investment right there.
Coach, Alexis gets her second straight start. It only takes one shot, but what did you think of her kind of from one game to the next?
Just trying to give something to empower someone to then again able to utilize the strengths that we have in other areas. She's a freshman. She still can play better. She can attack the basket. If she gets comfortable with the game, she can create for this one because she's hard to contain one-on-one. But it's been a learning curve. I think we all know that. But she absolutely has the ability. And, she tried to make a point today to not turn the ball over quite as much. She still had a couple of those really unforced ones. But she's learned. I mean, freshman, first year, what do you expect? And Candace Blockia, one of my former players, were here. As a freshman, I think she averaged like 9 turnovers a game. I know she had 11 at Wilmington one year in the game. And she, it's just it's learning. It's learning. It's easy for those that've been around for a little bit, can, see the game a little bit better. So I certainly, just pleased that she's getting more confident every time she's out there. Definitely getting more confident.
Coach, you've got James Madison next. Not going to get any easier. What
No.
needs to be done in order for you guys to have a chance in that one?
The games are about matchups too, right? I mean, and we don't match up as poorly like our deficit was when we played them last time at all. So, but talk is cheap. We got to soul search. We got to get over this hump, and hands down, we'll be ready. We'll be ready to compete, and that's the part. We just got to compete a lot harder. I don't think there's any argument for 4 quarters, not just for 2. 4 quarters, and in the good times and the bad. So we'll be ready. I mean, these guys are always geared up to play. JMU and everybody. It's just the next game is the most important game, so we'll be ready.
Anything else? All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks, Tina. Is that your phone?